And there's a scene in The Hobbit where you guys who are Lord of the Rings fans will have to help me out. But there's a scene where I think they're floating in barrels and they go like under a city, and it's a city with a river running under it. I think it's Elven. Anyway, that was kind of what I was thinking when I saw this bridge, and I'm like, man, what if you turn this bridge into part of your house or part of your place? What is going on, geeks? UniteTheClans here, back in your life, and I am back in your life from Scotland on the Ragnarok map. And this is a new server. This is actually a Patreon server, and we set it up just, I guess, a couple days ago for our patrons. Arahli and myself did, and we got a new server, and I'm just barely set up here. Like, I'm living out of this. So I have a couple things I want to do today. Just getting myself started and set up on this server. This is probably going to be one of those episodes where I talk more than I do actual work or building, so don't expect any of that today. But I think what I need to do, it's the sensible first thing for anybody to do when they get here to Scotland, is get a horse. Because I've been running around here and it's exhausting. So I'm going to make a spyglass. We have a few mods on the server, including a spyglass one. But it's not working right now, the ultimate spyglass. So I want to get the regular one on the go. So this is kind of a terrifying place. This Scotland. There's only like 6 or 7 species that really reside here. There are sheep, there are equus, which is what we're looking for, and maybe this is the best way to go, if equus is what we're after. There's gallimimuses, there's pteranodons. Occasionally you will see brontos and trikes, not very often. Allosauruses and gigas. That's pretty much it. So it's got really unique. It's got a unique selection of creatures that live here, and it makes it a terrifying place. Like, big chunks of it are safe. Like, I'm not getting attacked by raptors and terrorbirds right now. Life is good, but when I do come across a predator, and I did come across one earlier, he was just out this way, it was super scary. I did also spot a horse at the same time I spotted a giga. So I'm going to see if I can track that horse down. We got a spyglass. I'm good. Yeah, I'm just going to keep exploring. Alright, low level, but found one. Okay. So, I have done this before, but we might as well do it together on camera. You just got to put the carrots in that last slot, and you got to sneak up on it and feed it a carrot. Oh, there's lots. Okay, we're not stuck with this guy. 42. 6. 48. Oh yeah, one more. 12. Damn it. Alright, we need to succeed. It is cold out here. Oh, done. Easy peasy. Beautiful. Oh, that was instant. That's great. I forgot how easy that might be. Okay, and there we go. We are no longer on foot. This is great. So, most of these were low level. I think that guy might be a 48. I should try and get a whole pack together. Shouldn't I? Alright guys, check it out. Riding back with horses in tow. I've got a few. I couldn't find anything super high level, so I'm going to use these guys just sort of... Oh, and there's that waterfall spawning in for us. I'm going to use these guys as sort of pack animals for me, so I can get started on a little bit of building. I have to see what the rest of the community has set up, but I did want to have my own little space here in Scotland on this server. carve out a little corner of it for myself. And the spot that I really like is right up here by these falls. So I think I might start doing, I don't know, I might start doing a little bit of building. And so these guys are going to let me gather a decent amount of resources. I can't do it super efficiently yet. I'm going to save going to get some resource grinding animals for the future video, but for now I have these guys. I have tons of weight, which is probably what I'll be upping on all of them, because none of them were particularly high level, so I doubt I'll be keeping any of them long term. Yeah, so I'll get gathering. I'm rambling a bit. I'll get gathering and I'll do some work on this and kind of maybe make it an example of the style that I'd like to start building in here on this server. We'll see. Yeah, let me do some work. I'll be back. Alright guys, take a look. I've been doing a little bit of work. So I tamed up these horses, as I mentioned, and I'm not sure what I rambled on about in the first half, but I've been doing a little work planning a base here on this new Patreon server. So I was thinking we'd have a big community center, but we ended up getting spread out pretty good. So I figure I'll just get myself a little bit established, and then maybe I'll be able to help people out. I don't know what I rambled about in the first half, but I'm looking forward to getting a longer running series going on this Patreon server. And what I'm thinking about doing is a little bit of simple survival based builds, that kind of a thing. And nothing too fancy. But you guys see I'm kind of taking over this bridge. The other Ragnarok server we play on, we haven't really done much building there. It's been an exploration-based series. So here, we're going to have the opportunity to do some building, and I kind of want to build into some of the landmarks. So here's what I was thinking. Now, my memory is not good for this kind of stuff, but when I was young, I read The Hobbit. And there's a scene in The Hobbit where you guys who are Lord of the Rings fans will have to help me out. But there's a scene where I think they're floating in barrels and they go like under a city, and it's a city with a river running under it. I think it's Elven. Anyway, that was kind of what I was thinking when I saw this bridge, and I'm like, man, what if you turn this bridge into part of your house or part of your place? So with that in mind, I'm thinking, for the first time ever, I might be doing some, well, not first time ever, but we might be doing some real modded building. Because this server, the idea was to make it a little grindier, a little more work than our server on the center for our patrons, but to still make it a home for builders, which is the idea of all our servers. We just happen to have attracted some great builders. So, we added in some mods that suit building, and one of the things I need to craft is this thing, the carpentry table. Now I think this is like a smithy for the castles, keeps, and whatever it's called. Okay. Oh, that's a cool looking, let's just put it like that. Oh, that's a cool looking bench. Oh, I like that. Okay, so structures. Settler. Yes, so I learned some of this settler stuff. So if we take a look at my engrams, there is the first tier of stuff that comes up is settler, which looks like this wooden barn board style buildings, and there's a bunch of unique pieces. Fences, scaffolding. So we got a lot of things we can explore, and that's just the the settler tier of stuff. So I obviously have some wooden stuff to unlock. If you look, we have a bunch of stuff from advanced rafts. It looks like sails, cabinets, chests. So we're going to be able to build some cool looking stuff for sure. Okay, and here we go, guys. Villager roof. So this looks like it would be the next tier beyond settler. And then we got stone. And what comes after that? Keep. Okay. So then you get into some keep-related stuff. So there's a lot to do when it comes to building here. And one thing that I will admit I have not done enough of over the last year of growing this YouTube channel is building in survival. That is something that you guys are always doing, and I make excuses to use creative mode to do a lot of my building. So I'm missing out on a certain amount of the game by doing that. And so getting into the grind, or having to get into the grind to do some cool building, I think that's necessary, and I think I'll probably be doing that on this server. Although having all these guys here, these patrons, I'm sure I will be getting plenty of help once they know where I am and where I'm set up. But for now, I just wanted to get that done. I think what I might do for the last chunk of the video is build up a bunch of this settler stuff, some walls, arches, who knows what else I can get my hands on, and I'll come back and we can place some of it and check it out with you guys. I got a bunch of work to do, which is refreshing, so let me go do a bunch of work. BRB. So welcome back, guys. What is going on? Bad things happened in the time between episodes. The little house I had here destroyed, my body destroyed, my 3 horses destroyed. So I'd made some rough plans to build on this bridge. I think I may still do it. I don't know. And I think we may end up getting to look at some of those settler building pieces today. But I lost my horses, and I've had a kind of a frustrating run. I managed to tame a very high-level beaver today, but I also managed to die and lose my stuff and get 2 of Joe's horses killed. So shout out to Blaze, who is one of my patrons, for helping get us set up with the beaver. We worked together. He lives up by the beaver sanctuary, and we tamed up a 250 beaver it came out at, which is great. I think started at 168. Does that add up? 160? I don't know if that... Yeah, that does add up. So we tamed up that beaver, and then that's part of my rebuilding process and getting set up so that I can feel comfortable taking on some building here. And somebody said, Joe, who's one of the guys... Or Brav, sorry. Brav is one of the new guys. He just mentioned that if I follow this river along, I will see a couple of horses, because I wandered around all of Scotland on foot without finding any. So I'm going to continue this search. I think he said the right side of the river, but I don't know which direct. Oh, there. I think we found it. Okay, so let's catch some stamina, and let's take a look. Do I have a spyglass? Okay, stupid low level. Probably tame that instantly. And I think he said there were a couple, so... Oh, yeah. What you got? What you got? Oh, that one's worth it. Okay, cool. So, I think I'm going to ramble a little bit while we take on taming these 2 horses. So, what I need to do, put your carrots in your final slot. I've done this on camera before, but we'll do it together, guys. So, the whole... Oh, where are you getting yourself into? Alright, are you startled? Now you are. Okay. Oh yeah, this is perfect. Oh yeah, this is great. This is excellent. I found a solution. It just was not a very pretty one. Get me out of this damn hole. There you go. Yeah, I had to kill it, so awesome. Alright, let's go find that actual high-level one. Let's go find it. So, I mentioned, guys, I wanted to ramble a little bit about the server and sort of the history of the Patreon servers that we've had on the go. I hope nobody else is taming it. Who else is up here? Could have rescued me from a hole. Alright, let's find this horse. But yeah, so we started back before Christmas, and I run my Patreon with my friend ArahliTheGeek. We both have Patreon pages, and all of our patrons above a certain level get access to the servers that we share. And the Patreon has grown pretty incredibly, and I have to admit, it's been a challenge figuring out just how to deal with that. Being in direct contact with a bunch of your fans when previously you were only sort of, I only connected with people through the comments, and they only connected with each other through the comments. They weren't interacting with each other. And then immediately we start the Patreon. We get this Discord. I'm talking to people every day. People are talking to each other every day. And when the Patreon thing first started, I the only way I could think of to sort of promote it and to convince people, hey, this might be something you want to do if you're not going to do it just out of the goodness of your heart because you love the channel and you want to help me get to pursue this full time. If you are looking for something out of it, the only thing I could think to offer was access to me, which is a silly thing to offer through this Patreon server because I'm not going to be able to keep up with that. You know, when I have 5 patrons, yeah, come play with me. When I have 70, that's a different story. We can barely all fit on one server, let alone combine that with Arahli's patrons. Where was that other damn horse? Where was it? Okay, I'm going to keep looking. But yeah, it was a silly thing to plan it around. And I was blessed. Both Arahli and I were blessed because we managed to get such a cool selection of people to join. People who are just chill. As you might expect if you're a fan of this channel, most of the people who are fans of the channel are chill, like me, laid back, not intense, not picking fights with each other. It makes sense that that's the community that would form, but we just had some incredible people want to join our little community. And that became the selling point after a week or two. When people would say, hey, I'm thinking of joining the Patreon so I can come play on the server with you. I'm like, well, right now I have an exploration server I'm playing on. I have my own server where I do the building stuff, which is the bread and butter. I have to keep that on the go because that's what people come for. Me managing to keep up with everybody and you know, have people do this for access to UTC is never going to work. So, but after a couple weeks, I was able to say, yeah, join it, but don't join it for me. Join it for the community that's formed on there. And I have to admit, I was in love with that community. But I think as blessed as Arahli and I were to have it, at least on my part, I feel like I neglected that blessing a little bit. And we had this amazing little community form around our modded server on the center. And I just kind of left it be. I stopped playing on that server for a while. I wasn't sure what to do with my series on there. And there's very little I do in Ark that isn't for recording. Did we lose that good horse? I think it was on the other side of the river. Okay, I need some real food. But yeah, with a little time, I've realized that that community is like a garden, and you can't just plant it and let it do its thing. You kind of have to, maintain it. You have to, and the way that you do that is by spending time in it. And I was not spending enough time among my community of patrons. And what happened is people got really well established on that center server. They did all the builds that they were dreaming of. And I should say another special thing about this community is the fact that there are so many epic builders here. You might understand that too if they're fans of my channel, that building is something they love, but we have been spoiled with the quality of architects we've got on these servers. Where are you, horse? Where? It was a 138 male, right? I gotta find this thing. And so people got a little bored and people stopped playing as much. And when the key members of the community aren't around, it makes keeping that community going a real challenge. Because what would happen for the first few months on the server is new people would join and the old people would just welcome them in, get them set up, and basically take a whole lot of stress and create a whole bunch of time for Arahli and myself. Just making life easy, helping new people get set up so that that's not something I have to do on my day off. I can focus on making videos. But when we realized that people were potentially losing a little bit of interest or a little momentum, or the community was weakening a little, we decided that this was the answer. A new server, and a new server that's challenging and that will get you guys, those of you who are already on here, that will get you excited for some challenge. So this horse is gone. Absolutely disappeared on me. What have I done? Anyway, so with this new Ragnarok server, I'm hoping there's a little bit of revitalization. I'm hoping the people that have been the most passionate and the most active in this little Geeks community where Arahli and I bring our patrons together come back and play a lot. And a part of that is that I'm going to be playing here. As challenging as it is, and as little building as I'm actually going to accomplish with all the crap that goes on in the course of a couple hours of playing here, I'm going to be posting videos from here on the regular, and I don't plan on stopping that That horse is a ghost horse. Gone forever. Maybe we tame a trike. I don't know, guys. I'm going to go back and find that one that I punched to death and see. Maybe I got turned around. Maybe I need to go find the spot. Before I jet, guys, this is late in the episode to do it, but I owe a couple patron shoutouts, and I'm going to do them individually. There's 2 for today, but one is Judas, and Judas I'm going to take a second and thank for being a supporter for a while. Supported and then has recently had to stop, and I totally understand that, guys. I don't want you to jump on this Patreon thing if you're going to notice the couple of bucks a month that you're sending my way. The moment that you need that money elsewhere, make supporting one of your favorite YouTube personalities the least important thing on your list of responsibilities. So for someone like Judas, I appreciate you doing it as long as you did. I think it was only a month or 2, but still, it doesn't take you off this shout out list. It's taking me so long to get through it that I'm not going to neglect the people that were patrons and have stopped being patrons by the time I get to them. And we're out of water again. Okay. So thank you to Judas. The other one is Zendaya, and Zendaya was one of the very first people. She was here for the death run. She was a patron of Arahli's when we first started this thing and has stuck around since then. She became a patron of mine shortly after and then bumped up her pledge to me and her pledge to Arahli, which you don't have to do. Once you're on here, you're on here. You don't need to go ahead and go out of your way to increase it. But she did, and it goes a long way. My patrons are helping me pursue my dream of being a full-time YouTuber. I couldn't be more grateful for you guys for what you do. So for Judas, who supported the channel for a little while and then has had to go away, thank you. And for Zendaya, who has been there since the beginning and only given more support in time, thank you. And for you guys, I'm going to take another break. I'm not sure what I will be doing in this third chunk of this video, but I will come back with a third chunk of this video, and we'll wrap this thing up together. Alright guys, check her out. That is the beaver that I mentioned earlier in the episode. Most significant accomplishment of my day on this server. And I didn't record it because I thought we might be doing some building. I don't think we're going to get around to building because I couldn't even find a horse. But, so thank you to Blaze for helping me tame this. Thank you to Joe for hooking me up with a horse. This is our new horse. Let's check him out. And, oh yeah. Who needs gates? Come on. So we got a new horse. I'm going to try not to get it killed. But guys, I think if I'm going to fail to accomplish things over the course of this episode, I should at least make it a short episode I'm failing in. So why don't we call this one here? I'll save some building and maybe working on that bridge for a future episode, and I'm going to call this one here. So guys, if you are already a patron, thank you. Arahli and I are going to continue to keep developing this Patreon community and giving you guys awesome places to play like this, the new Ragnarok server. And if you guys have been watching a while and you're thinking about checking it out, there's a link in the description for my Patreon, for Arahli's. And if you're brand new to the channel or you haven't seen me play on a Patreon server before, click the playlist that's popping up on your screen right now, and it will take you to the previous 7 episodes messing around on the Center and on Scorched Earth, our other Patreon servers. But that does it for this one, the first from Ragnarok, where I hope to build up a glorious kingdom in time. It's going to be hard because it's survival and I suck at this game. So I will leave you guys here. Thank you so much for watching. I'm UniteTheClans, and I will see you in the next episode here from the Geeks Patreon Ragnarok server.